Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to Coletrain interviews. It took about 6 months, I don't know, 9 months, but we're finally doing it. It is the interview with SuperkickGaming. Hey, how you doing, man?
Yes, sir. What's good? What's good? How you been, man? How you been?
I've been great. We need to get that intro on the interview. Do it. Do it now.
All right. What's going on, guys? It's me. It's that Super Kick Party.
See, that's what I wanted to hear. Exactly what I wanted to hear live on the interview here. This is great. Well, man, it's so good to be talking to you.
Hey, you as well. You as well.
We got a couple questions lined up for you, and I'm very excited to get into it. First off, you are what's the word? Inspiring wrestler. That, if I'm correct, right?
Ooh. I'm gonna have you repeat that because you were lagging a little bit.
Okay, I said that you are an inspiring wrestler. Like you want to be a professional wrestler. If I'm correct, right?
Oh, when did I want to be a professional wrestler?
Yes.
Ooh. This started about around maybe 9 or 10 years old. Right after, this is very dark, fair warning. Right around the time my father passed away, I was around 9 years old.
Wow.
Like a couple of weeks beforehand, he was talking to me like, hey, so I know you're still like young and still in elementary school at this point. He was like, do you have any ideas on what you want to do? I was like, I want to be a professional wrestler. And ever since then, it's stuck with me since got into training. I'm even like fully past my training course too. All I really need to do is get bookings and start wrestling pretty much.
Wow, 9 or 10 years old, you had that dream of being a wrestler, man. First off,
and it's stuck ever since.
Rest in peace to your father. I know he's very proud of you. And what you're doing right now, you're a couple weeks away from graduating high school.
Oh yeah.
And the real world's coming your way fast, man. You ready for it?
Real world's already been in my face for a long time now, it's felt like.
I know exactly how that feels. So that was the way you wanted to get into wrestling at 9 to 10 years old. What got you into doing YouTube?
Oh, okay. Wow. This has a lot of answers originally because I used to just be in the gaming YouTube in general. I really never thought of wrestling as a content purpose really until I started seeing more people like Dank Ops really blow up from it, New Legacy blow up from it, Pulse, J&W Boss, one of our good friends. The main one that really got me into starting to doing this myself, and a lot of our fan base has probably seen them before because I've seen them in and out of the chat rooms, is Forever a Movement, shortly known as FAM, is a big colleague that's been around, I'd say, since 2010, and I discovered them around 2012, so that's what, 12, 13 years of watching just about.
Wow.
And I started in 2016 the same way you did by live streaming my content at first. But I realized way before you did, but luckily you eventually realized too, that it is much better to be recorded rather than live streamed.
Yeah, absolutely. We all had that nudge where everybody had that time where they live streamed. I mean, J&W told me plenty of times that he had that same itch back then. So that is crazy how you got into YouTube, or really the professional wrestling scene from the beginning.
January 6, 2017 was my very first upload.
Wow. And my very first upload was May 16th, 2016.
Wow.
Yes. Literally a year before you started. That was my first upload.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I believe the summer of 2017 was when I first started doing Universe Mode on this channel.
Insane, man.
We've been doing Universe Mode for almost 7 Jesus, almost 7 years on this channel.
That's too much, man. That's too many years.
I know.
Actually, that's not enough, honestly.
I know, like, whenever I thought about it, I was like, man, this is my 6-year anniversary on YouTube next month. Like,
I know. It's crazy.
I remember like it was yesterday. Like that time don't wait for nobody, man. That's what I say.
Dude, the time when I first met you, it doesn't even feel like a year ago, dude. It feels literally like 6 months, but it's way past that now.
It's been almost
like
3 years.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure we're like a couple of days away from the 3-year anniversary of all of us actually meeting each other.
Yeah,
some stuck around, some didn't. It's whatever.
Yeah, it was 2020 around spring. It was after my Royal Rumble show, which premiered. Actually, that is 3 years old.
Which I must say, what an interesting first show for me to watch as a viewer. I mean, I'm used to long universe mode shows because, you know, FAM and all that, but 8.5 hours that's almost a literal full day. That's almost that can be someone's, no disrespect, because I literally work this type of job too. That could be a full 9 to 5 shift, bro.
It was almost a 9 to 5 shift. A couple, if it went 30 more minutes, it would have been a 9 to 5.
That's literally crazy.
It premiered at 1 o'clock our time and did not end until 8 that night.
I remember watching that shit. I literally just moved into the place I'm in, right? Like the week before that show came out.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
I know. I know.
It actually turned 3 years old yesterday. As of we recording this, yesterday is 3 years old. Like that's insane,
man. I think yesterday at the time of recording, a WCW episode just aired.
Right.
Episode 3 or 4?
Episode 4 of that.
Okay, I'm gonna get hate for this, but I am not much of a mode watcher. You know this. He knows this personally. So
yes.
You guys attack me the way I book NXT. There's no reason to attack me for this too. So I hear it. Trust me, I do.
Yeah. I mean, speaking of, we're gonna get to some of those emos in this interview.
No.
I have it in my notes. I want to hear some of your genuine reactions. Hey, some people actually, the last few weeks, have been warming up to you.
That's good. I'm glad to hear that.
They've been very excited. They've been like, oh, Superkick made that promo package. I like that.
People are starting to really appreciate my work here after a year. And if you noticed,
finally,
I look exactly like my call, folks.
There ain't no changes. There ain't no like manipulation. Look at him. That's him.
Except I did shave the other day, so
yeah. So he's that's the one thing. Carlson got the beard, but you got the.
I got the locks on point.
You do. That hair is on point. It was kind of when I first seen you, I was like, I got a little scared at first. I was like, you look just like your car. It scared me a little bit.
I am him.
Oh my god! I was like, oh my goodness, no, hold on, watch him. But that's insane. So like, really, FAM's like so your universe mode like motivators was your biggest one was FAM, if I'm correct.
Oh yeah, 100%. It was FAM, and then I met J&W in like 2016, and he was the one who pushed me to go from live stream to record it as well. He wanted me to, because I was a generic child and I just, I used a cool logo in the game and I thought it was original. My show was called Power 25. That's the top 25 rankings in all of WWE. It was not original at all. It was not.
No, it was not.
I don't think I've ever publicly said this. New Blood Wrestling, the name, the look, everything was J&W's idea pitched to me to do. Wow. So if he would have never said that to me, I don't know where I'd be right now. I really don't.
Wow. I never knew that.
Nobody did, I don't think. It was only, I don't even think he remembers that, honestly.
No, I always thought that you came up with MBW yourself, and you were like, okay.
Even some of my pay-per-view names, he helped me with them. Like,
wow.
There was a couple I came up with on my own, like Killstreak. I mean, some of them are kind of generic now because the wrestling landscape, but at the time they were unique. 2018, mind you. So before AEW.
Oh yeah, 2018.
I don't want to hear. I don't want. We're not going to talk about that because I don't.
And let me tell you something about Superkick in 2018. He has a whole story about that year. It almost
wrestling. I'm gonna sum it up in like 6 words. Wrestling sucked in 2018. 4 words. There you go.
I mean, look. I mean, he's not wrong because I genuinely remember, like, after I went to that WrestleMania, I was like, then that summer hit. I was like, oh my god, what am I doing with my life?
The Raw after. I'm not even. I can't talk about it. I don't
want to talk about it anymore. Oh my god, that main event.
Anytime we talk about, I don't know any like. Okay, this is a off topic right here, but anytime we talk about 2018 in any of our group chats, I'm out the door. I'm gone. Like I do not care whatsoever.
I genuinely don't. I don't want to remember it, but outside of the WrestleMania, and the only thing I genuinely remember was Ronda Rousey's debut. That was great, and the Undertaker's entrance because I'm an Undertaker fan. That was it. That's the only things I want to remember. Oh, and obviously AJ Styles and his entrance. But that was
I just remember having some bomb chicken wings that night. Real good.
Oh yeah, real yeah. I was in the Superdome and I had some chicken wings and fries.
Oh my god, I forgot you were there.
Yes, I was there. I had some chicken wings and fries with a nice.
You want to talk about 2 events we've been to?
Oh yeah. Let's do that. So I understand. How many events have you been
to? Like as a crowd member, or
yeah, like as a crowd member.
As a crowd member. Okay.
Yes.
The first one was like I was like 12 or 13, or no, this was right after my dad passed in like May or June.
Mm-hmm.
Me and my family were in California to go see some of our family members, and they knew I really liked wrestling, and they were like, hey, there's a show right up the road and there's still tickets on sale, and it's called Pro Wrestling Guerrilla. I know, right? I can't remember. I remember, like, I know Steen, Generico, and Super Dragon were on the show. That's who I remember, like, vividly seeing looking back. Now, I don't remember much from this time period because, granted, what just happened a few weeks beforehand.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I don't blame you for trying to forget everything that happened around that time period.
After he passed. No, it was 2014. Jesus. Wow. Okay. I remember the PWG show, then Mania 32 in 2016.
Mm-hmm.
Mania 32.
Oh, that mania.
Oh,
that mania.
Let me tell you, I literally left during the main event. I didn't care. Roman to me has never been him and will never be him.
Honestly, that WrestleMania, I don't think I finished watching the main event. I didn't finish it. I fell asleep.
It wasn't good.
So
PWG in early 2014, Mania 32 in 2016, AEW's Corpus Christi show in 2019, the December 13th edition, because it was the day after my birthday. That main event was not Private Party. It was Proud and Powerful versus the Young Bucks in a Texas street fight. And I remember the closing spot was either Santana or Ortiz spitting on a Cowboys helmet, which I didn't really care. I hate the Cowboys. They suck. Always have.
Yeah, they've been trash.
And then the Young Bucks won, which I was happy. Which then after that, I saw the Good Friday Rampage episode where Hangman defended against Adam Cole.
What a match.
I went to Ring of Honor's Supercard of Honor, and which I don't know if I got the names right, and if I didn't, I am sorry. But both of the shows in Texas, the one in April and the one in December, both headlined by FTR versus the Briscoes. Which I am lucky I saw those matches in person, and I believe that was the last show I've seen in person.
Yeah. Interesting. I've only been to 3 WWE shows, and I've only been to one AEW show. I went to Monday Night Raw in June of 2012 when CM Punk revealed the WWE 13 cover. I was in the building. Yes.
Oh my god, bro! I watched that episode live. That's so dope.
Yes, I was in the building
so cool.
whenever he revealed it. I was like, because my dad was he surprised me with tickets, and we went and we were. I was dressed in blue and white. I'll never forget. I had white G Nights on, and I was in the building, and he revealed the WWE 13 game. I was like, okay, that's great. Man, then I went
good game.
I think I went to a SmackDown and whenever it was in Baton Rouge, I went to that one. That was like in 13-ish.
Do you by any chance remember the card at all or any kind of match from that SmackDown?
The only thing I remember from that SmackDown is
because that era sounds like it would be like Ryback era.
Yeah, it was Ryback. Ryback was doing his feed me more thing, and my uncle was with us this time, and he was a massive Ryback fan. He loved Ryback. He thought Ryback was
okay. I can't lie. Me too.
Me too. I was doing the feed. I'll never forget.
I wanted him. I was literally mad when Cena eliminated him in the Rumble.
I was mad too. I was so mad. I was genuinely mad. Like, I was very upset that Cena won that Rumble because I really wanted Ryback to win. Because I was a massive Ryback fan. So I was there.
I bet you they're gonna do the same thing with Cody. But we're not gonna get into that.
Oh, 100%.
That would get me blocked by all of our fans.
2012 Cena. Who can forget him? Anyway,
he had his worst year while beating Brock Lesnar.
The fact that exactly how does that make any sense? I'm not gonna get into it. I was at WrestleMania 34, yay, and then I went to AEW New Orleans last year. So that was I've only been in like 4 wrestling events in my life.
All of the boys have seen CM Punk wrestle in person besides me.
Yep, that's crazy. You've never seen Punk wrestle live,
but I hope you get I got to see Bryan Danielson wrestle live multiple times, so
and I've never seen Bryan Danielson wrestle live. I've only seen Daniel Bryan wrestle live. I've never got a chance to see his AEW character.
You saw his return match.
I sure did. I was one of those lucky people that seen. I was doing the yes chant like this in the building.
Wow.
I had my Daniel Bryan t-shirt on too, because before the show I bought me a Daniel Bryan t-shirt and I had some AJ Styles gloves on. Yep.
I was trying to find my Bryan Danielson shirt to show it to you.
And I was doing this in the building.
I have AJ gloves too somewhere. As I'm sure you can tell, I used to be a huge AJ mark.
Oh yeah.
The hair and all,
The hair and all, of course. I mean, who doesn't like AJ Styles? If you don't like AJ Styles, it just doesn't like wrestling. Point blank, man. Point blank. So now the fans always wanted to know this. They keep asking me in emails. I want you to tell it. So tell the story of how you joined Coletrain Productions.
Okay. So this is going to be 100% from my perspective only. So it will be a one-sided story. Okay.
You heard it here, folks. One-sided.
I believe I joined the Discord like in the middle of March because I overcame one of your videos. And it was a Raw episode, just randomly Samoa Joe and Bobby Roode were wrestling, and he just hit him with like 4 different spears in a row, and you had the same reaction every time, like, oh my god, he hit him with a spear! Oh my god, he did it again! And again! Bobby Roode off the ropes and another spear. And I left, and I literally like helped because at the time the feature on the PlayStation it was like, hold down, not interested, don't show me this channel. I clicked that. And then a couple of months later, me and Jane W were in a party because I was originally at the time gonna do already recorded and edited and written like 100+ episodes at this point for a Ruthless Aggression universe mode. I was gonna commit to fully everything, had the cause and everything. And then he was like, "Hey man, this this dude's got someone leaving here, and we needed a replacement, and I think you're good enough for that. And I was like, who is it? He was like, it's my buddy Coletrain. And I was like, oh, okay. I don't know if I've heard of him before. And then I watched it, and I was like, familiar, but not sure where. And then a couple of, like, literally a year later, I was like, Cole, say this person speared this dude. I was like, it was you.
Yes, it sure was. I remember doing that episode too.
We actually just talked about how this happened, which is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Jane W was in a PlayStation party with you, Expert. You, Expert, and two other people.
Yes,
and Jane W as well. He was like, hey, I want to invite this guy, so we can all get a feel of each other and know each other, because it's always good for members to get along and all know each other well, right?
Yes, correct.
So I joined in. Yeah, we all know who. I joined in. I was like, hey, what up, guys? We hit it off crazy. Like, we were in there talking about wrestling till like 3-4 in the morning. Some people didn't like me. It's whatever. I'm here now. And I started writing NXT. Some people didn't like it, obviously, at first. Most of you didn't like it for some reason. But as time went on and I started producing more, I watched the first episode of NXT and I was like, I have got to get me another PS4 and start doing this myself, because it fried. My PS4 fried at the time. And this was right when the pandemic hit. So it was really hard to find anything anywhere at all.
Exactly. Very, very bad timing.
And at that point, I didn't get a PS4 until July. And by that point, we were already in the middle of production for TakeOver Chicago. And I was like, hey, give me this match, which was Buddy Murphy versus Daniel Bryan for the North American Championship, which for some reason is a very indecisive match. People either love it so much or hate it. They want it to happen again or don't want it to happen at all. I wonder which side you were on.
I was on the side where I absolutely loved it. I thought it was great, and I was like, "Okay, we need more." So I was like, you know what? I'm going into my senior year, and I'm going into college. You're like, yeah, Superkick, you can take NXT. I need a break.
And then little did he know. It would turn into a super indie glorified.
Yes, it did.
So yeah, a lot of what you've seen on NXT hasn't been from Cole. It's been from me.
Yeah. If you read the description, you'll know exactly who.
But then again, wrestling fans, it's been proven wrestling fans do not read. So
yes, that's been proven as many times on Twitter. They do not read, or sometimes don't comprehend what they read and think it's somebody else,
or even comprehend words said sometimes. We're getting off topic here. I'm gonna start offending people.
Yeah, we can't do that. But yeah, that's the story, folks. Pretty much that's his perspective. My perspective was J&W said, I know this guy.
I'm just so good at this. They kept me around for this long.
Yeah. J&W was like, I know this guy. I want him as he said, I want him on my team. I said, okay, sure. I mean, you're booking it, so I mean,
right?
Do what you gotta do.
You know, if it falls, it's your fault.
I mean, that's not my fault. I'm just doing what I'm told from the scripts. Okay, so hey, so that was pretty much it. That's how it pretty much came together. And when we have Expert on the podcast, his story is even more insane.
I bet. There's got to be a day where both of us. Oh my god. Wait till we're obviously not the same person. But you'd think we're the same person.
Oh, just wait. Just wait until that interview, because Expert's story is more insane because it was literally a Twitter reply that started it all. I'm gonna let him tell it first.
Hey, I can relate in some ways, maybe not.
Yeah, but that's pretty much how everything really started with him coming into CTP, and he's been here ever since, guys, and
3 years.
For your information, he's not going anywhere, by the way.
Nope. Just because I'm wrestling doesn't mean I'm leaving.
Exactly. That's called pre-planning and pre-recording.
Yes, sir.
But
cheap plug, Takeover London coming soon. You better watch it or I will hit you. I wrestle, so I will hit you. Like,
yes.
No hesitation.
I just seen the match from Takeover in London yesterday. People, buckle up. It's good. Just be prepared. It's going to be a good one.
One of my best I've ever done.
Absolutely. So before you, I know we talked about this in a Discord call one time, but before you actually fully are done with YouTube and you full-time wrestling, I'm predicting on AEW. I don't know, in New Japan. I don't know where. I don't know. I'm just saying that you're going to be on TV. That's what I'm saying. Before you do that, and before you come in at a close with your YouTube channel, what are some goals you want to hit before it's all said and done?
See, this is a very odd question for me because I don't think I really have any like personal channel goals for myself. I think it's really just to work with other people and just, I guess, get my work more noticed. Like, I guess help grow the Coletrain channel more would be a goal of mine. Work with FAM has been a huge goal of mine, literally since like I was 11 years old, I want to say, and I'm 18 now, so put that in perspective.
Absolutely.
Probably shouldn't have said that, but oh well. I guess like attempt to get some sort of steady content out on my channel for the first time ever, because that's really never happened before.
He's tried multiple times.
I have. It's never worked in my favor. Bad timing at boom, bam, bam.
Yeah.
The universe just doesn't want me to do something on my own.
I know.
That's just the way I look at it.
I mean, those are not really bad goals to have before you really call it a quits on here. I know, like, I haven't really thought about my goals before I fully shut this down, but I honestly,
and that's a weird thought to like. Eventually, this is gonna be gone. That is a weird thought. Holy.
I know. Every time I think about, like, wait, I'm not gonna be here to sit down and record stuff anymore. Like,
exactly.
What? Like, I don't know. Like, I haven't really even had that thought cross my mind yet. Hopefully I have a few more years left on my belt.
Right? Hopefully, hey.
Before I really call it a quits. But that's just something I like to ask, to really pick somebody's head, like, because I know you know, whenever that wrestling kicks off, you can't do this anymore. It's not happening. You're going to be traveling, and going city to city to city. Then you're going to be in the ring training. Like, you're going to have a manager. You're going to have
meeting people.
You're not gonna have time for this anymore. So that's
meeting people. That's the one thing I hate people. I'm not a people person at all.
He's really not, y'all.
If I talk to you, consider yourself lucky. That's how I'm gonna put it, really.
Yeah, I agree. Like, and people said that they think that's just shocking, but I am not a people person that much neither.
That really like at first it shocked me because you really come off as a people person, but the more I got to know you, I was like, valid, very valid.
Yeah, it doesn't work. I just some people just don't. I don't mesh with them. So
no, not at all.
Yeah, so it's something that I still struggle with to this day. Sorry. But he's really not it. So that's gonna be very interesting whenever you really start getting a fan base. Whenever you start wrestling, right? Like, how are you going to approach that?
I don't know. Because any sort of fan base I've been introduced to at first has not liked me for some reason. Like, anytime I show up, no, God, get out. I don't like you. I show up in AOA, same thing. Show up in CTP, attacking literally for some reason the most hated brand and the most hated champion of season 7, which should have been SmackDown, by the way. Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be fun going at it because I really don't have a perspective going in. If people like me, I know how to handle it. If people don't, I also know how to handle it. So I'm prepared for whatever's gonna be thrown at me.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like, you already have the experience from YouTube, and it's just gonna have to translate it to whenever you start wrestling. Have that same mentality to handling it, because I mean, you handle it perfectly well, in my opinion. Especially with all the things that we see on a daily basis doing this every day, and
Oh
people
yeah.
that we have to deal with. Like whenever I actually start working, like based on the YouTube experience I have, I'll be able to do any job as good as I can, because the things I see and read every single day,
Oh yeah, like
you'll be
being
amazed.
like you say, people can say what they want about me being an online media person, but that really, like, it prepares you for the possible worst things people can ever you, like,
Absolutely. People have
because
no idea.
you may not think people say those things to your face, but it does get to a point where people will say those things to your face if it escalates to that level.
I've seen multiple things on social media where people have come up and said the things that they say on Twitter to people's faces, and they have had fist fights.
Oh yeah.
It happens. People think, oh, they're big and bad. They're not big and bad behind this camera. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. If
Yeah.
you catch the right one, yeah,
Oh yeah.
you might be on the flow.
100%.
Yeah. So online media prepares you for the real world 100%.
And people may not agree with that, but have you tried media person?
It's the truth.
Don't speak on a profession if you haven't done it yourself.
Exactly. And that's the thing I tell people all the time.
That goes for wrestling too.
If you've never done it before, or you've never tried it before, you shouldn't speak on something that you don't know.
I agree.
That's just that simple, because you're always not going to have the knowledge towards it. Like whenever I talk about basketball, I played basketball before, organized ball. I've been in multiple positions in basketball. So I know my basketball.
Of course.
When it comes to wrestling, I've never wrestled inside an actual ring. So whenever I have my wrestling opinions, most of the time they're not right. he can attest to that. Multiple times I've been wrong. I've had terrible opinions on wrestling because I've never done it. So I don't know the in-ring psychology of wrestling. So I try to keep my wrestling opinions to a minimum and just say, okay, I might not know this, but this is what I think.
And I will say this: once you being a wrestler or starting to be a wrestler is really an advantage when it comes to also recording these matches too, because you know what other people would do in a match in a realistic standpoint, really, because okay, he's not going to do this takeover and then transition into this move. He's going to do it like this, so it's not a huge insight, but it definitely helps.
It absolutely does. And I have had fans come up to me in person, because I know people personally and online, that have said that this is the most realistic match I've ever watched. And it was one of the matches that you made, because you know what to expect.
I do.
So it makes sense whenever you see it on the screen. You're like, okay, this is paced like an actual wrestling match. And it also
doesn't help sometimes. I don't know how, but you name someone on the roster, I've probably seen a handful of their matches at least. Mm-hmm. I don't know how, but I have. Even if I don't like them, I've seen their matches.
Yeah, because I think honestly, dude, I think you watch the most wrestling out of anybody I know. Like, you watch it every single day. Like, genuinely, I don't know someone.
It's either wrestling or wilding out, which may come as a shock to people.
Came as a shock to me, because I love Wild 'N Out. I've been watching Wild 'N Out.
I've been watching that since I was like a toddler, bro. That show came out like the year after I was born.
Yeah, I remember my earliest memory of watching Wild 'N Out when I was 2 years old. 2 years old, I was seeing Nick Cannon.
Yeah, they were still the Golden Platinum Squad, bro.
Yeah, it sure was. It was the old school, and when they had the OG comedians, on Wild 'N Out. That's how long I've been watching. Mm-hmm.
Man,
Wild 'N Out. Them young people don't know about that Wild 'N Out. That was the golden age.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's hilarious now, but man, I don't know. There's some things you just can't top, because time periods, jokes, they go out the window after a certain point.
Right.
Especially now,
you really like these days. You really have to like watch what you say, because the world is so different than what it was 23 years ago. Like 23 years ago, the world was, they were more accepting of things.
Oh yeah,
now, like you
and a
definitely
lot
can't.
less, I guess. I don't know the word for it without, like, I guess coming off as a
Yeah,
weird way.
I would say I would say a
Like,
lot less receptive.
yeah,
That's a better word
like
to say.
this is not us like pushing away that stuff. Like it,
No,
we're
no,
just
no,
talking.
absolutely not. I'm just telling you history. Like that's
Yeah,
just the way things were.
time changes, we change, wrestling changes, everything changes.
Yeah, time change and people change. And if you have that mentality about things that happen in the world, then you'll be able to live stress free because
Oh
that
yeah,
time's gonna change, people gonna change. That's why
all the time.
that's why I love making I still live, love, and laugh. That's what I
Of
do every day.
course.
Because what's the point in stressing out about stuff that some things that
I
you
bet
can't
you
even
got that
control?
hanging in your hallway in your living room.
Uh-huh.
I bet you got live, love, laugh hanging in your living room. I
Oh,
bet you do.
my mother does.
Yep.
And then she has a section that just has God first for everything. That's what we were raised on.
See, I got an AJ Styles, his first WWE shirt over here,
Wow.
and I got a Raiders bomber jacket behind me.
Mm-hmm. And if you guys couldn't tell, he is a massive Raiders fan.
Oh yeah,
Probably one of the only NFL team he watches.
I have their only Super Bowl ring. Like
Wow.
I can grab it real quick. Hold on.
Wow. I've never seen that ring before.
Look
That's
at this
one of the
beauty.
rings I've never seen. Wow, you do have it. That's beautiful. That's great. That's
Like
great.
it's still in amazing condition too, if you ask me.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That thing is in peak condition. That's really, really good.
And don't stress, people. My fingers are dirty because I was working on a car earlier. Relax.
Yes. Mr. Superkick does it all. He works
Yes,
on cars.
I am a very versatile man.
He has a fast food job right now. He's doing his thing.
I work at Subway.
Yep, eat fresh.
Yes.
Speaking of, I need to go there this week because I really need me. I want to give me a Subway sandwich. I'm gonna give me one this week.
If I gotta recommend one, I gotta recommend the chicken teriyaki with garlic aioli sauce on it.
Yes, that's one of my go-tos. It's based. I love it. See, look, now I'm talking like you now.
Yup. my man using my terms. My bro said
that's his terminology right there. Based.
Oh yeah. I mean,
all right, man. But I think that's pretty much all my big questions I'm gonna have.
Really?
Like
okay.
The new introductory to the ending of the podcast, we're gonna do a rapid fire. So I'm gonna set a timer for 2 minutes.
Oh God. Okay.
And I'm gonna ask you between 12 and 20 questions, depending on how many you can answer in time.
All right. Are these short word answers or like thoughtful answers?
You can give me a short word answer. You got to answer as quickly as possible.
Okay, so this is like some Family Feud, Fast Money type of stuff. Okay.
Yes. All right. So here we go. So I'm going to set my timer, and that's how we're going to wrap things up on this interview. All right. So timer's going to start whenever I get the questions up.
All right, let's go. Let's do this.
Oh man,
I had a child run in.
Okay, some of these questions
I had interference.
I can't wait to get your opinion on some of these questions.
All right, here we go.
And you can be. This is unfiltered, so whatever comes to your mind, say it.
God, this is dangerous, bro. You know me. This is dangerous.
No, that's why I love this. I love this part of the podcast. Of the interview. It's great.
Same thing.
All right. Here we go. What is your favorite body part?
On what?
Anything.
On a male or female? What are we talking here?
Anything.
Okay. Boobs.
What is your favorite dessert?
Cheesecake.
What is your go-to breakfast item?
Pancakes.
If you had to change your first name, what would you change it to?
Ryan.
Interesting. What is your favorite type of weather?
Rainy and cloudy.
What time do you usually go to bed at night?
11:30 p.m.
Who is your best friend? Don't want to say your
name. Expert Gaming.
Okay. Describe your style in one word.
Skater.
What were you afraid of as a child?
Heights. Still am.
What is a good spy code name for you?
King SK.
What is your favorite type of stationery? Like basically, like what is your favorite type of place to go?
Very open scenery.
Okay. What has been your favorite age so far of your life?
15.
What is your go-to lazy dinner?
Ramen noodles with Frank's hot sauce.
What is the stupidest dare you've ever agreed to?
To jump off a roof into a pool with no clothes on, covered in peanut butter.
Okay. What item is worth spending more money on than what it's worth?
What item is worth spending more money on than it's worth? Clothes.
If you could afford any car in the world, which one will you drive?
'87 Jaguar.
Based. What movie did you enjoy quoting the most growing up?
The SpongeBob movie, the one that came out in 2004.
If you can transform into one animal, what would it be?
A cat.
Have you ever gone viral online?
Yes. It was a 2K18 tutorial on how to connect Superkick 14.
What is your hidden talent that the world doesn't know?
Everything I do on YouTube.
And finally, Finally, where do you prefer to go on a date at?
Fancy restaurant.
All right, that's time. So now we got a little bit more to know from Superkick.
That was fun.
Awesome.
I like that. That's fun.
Yeah, it really.
I can't wait to come back for one of these in the future.
Yes, it really gets your gears going. Next time we're gonna have you an expert on. Same time.
Oh, whoa.
Yes.
Oh, that's gonna be real off topic.
I know it's gonna be fun. Well, thank you so much, Superkick, for taking the time to come on.
Of course, it was a pleasure, man. No problem.
The Coletrain interviews episode. I really appreciate it. I've been y'all.
I'm gonna get back to making you some more content.
Yes, you do that. Make sure y'all like, subscribe to the channel down below for more interviews.
Turn them on right now.
Yep, and stay tuned, guys. We got a lot of things coming to the channel. Really appreciate y'all for all.
Make sure you Superkick that like button, comment for more suggestions, and subscribe if you're new. Superkick out.
Be phenomenal or be forgotten, y'all. That's it. Peace.
Yeah.